Hello, friends. So, once again, what I have to say today is entirely too lengthy to discuss in an email. So, plus, this is a lot more fun for me. Hopefully, I don't have the issue of the big hands like I did last time. That was just a little weird, but I said to hell with it. Let's just send it out anyway. So, today I want to talk about Facebook. It's not really a computer related issue, but it kind of is. I mean, we all use computers and tablets and smartphones to keep in touch with friends and family. And the first thing I want to say is that this video isn't, the purpose is not to convince you that you should have a Facebook. My purpose is that if you're avoiding social media out of fear or ignorance or just simple misunderstandings, I want to kind of clear up some of those misunderstandings today. We all know that one person who just doesn't use Facebook. You might be one of those people, and maybe you have very good reasons, and I totally understand those. Um, but again, there is a lot of ignorance and a lot of fear surrounding social media in general. I think there's this impression that as soon as you sign up for a Facebook account, Mark Zuckerberg is going to have access to your bank account and your social security number, and he's going to know the middle names of all of your children, and it's just not true. Let's get one thing out of the way. Online privacy is an oxymoron. Uh, there is no such thing as online privacy, but there are some steps that you can take to protect yourself. Number one, you don't have to use your real name. You don't have to use your real photo. I know lots of people who have Facebook accounts that don't use their real information, and that's totally okay. I'm pretty sure it violates some policy on Facebook. They want you to be, genuine as possible. I'll give you some examples. I have a customer who uses her daughter's Facebook account. She wants to be able to keep up with her friends and her family and see what the grandkids are up to. She doesn't have her own account. That is one option. Again, the other option is you can be John Doe or Jane Doe or Joe Schmo and still keep in touch. Your friends and family will know, hey, John Doe is actually Bob Smith. Anybody who doesn't know that just won't know that's actually you. So the other misunderstanding about Facebook is that, well, I hear it all the time. Facebook sucks. Um, what you've effectively done by saying Facebook sucks is you've offended all of your friends and family. Facebook by itself is just an empty shell. Think of Facebook as a blank newspaper. You get to choose who your contributing authors are. Hopefully, your friends and family. And if your friends and family are posting photos of what they had for lunch, constantly posting inflammatory political things, I can see why you might think Facebook sucks. But what it really comes down to is your friends kind of suck. And I see that a lot. I've looked over countless shoulders and I've seen your Facebook profile. I can see why you don't like it. And here's the next misunderstanding I want to clear up. It's called the unfollow feature. So if you've got that one uncle who just can't stop posting political BS that you don't agree with and you don't want to read, just like a newspaper, you've got two choices. You can just not read the article. You can turn the page. You can even rip out the article out of the newspaper if you want. Facebook kind of works that way, but I'm not going to get into that. What you can do that people don't understand is you can unfollow that person, and that just means I don't want to see Uncle Bob's crap in my news feed anymore. You can go to Uncle Bob's profile, click the unfollow button. You're still friends. You can still instant message each other. Uncle Bob can still see your stuff unless he unfollows you. And furthermore, Uncle Bob's never going to know that you unfollowed him. I see this again and again where people I didn't know you could do that. So effectively, you've fired this person from being a contributing author to this newspaper called Facebook. Furthermore, there are interest pages. Most of my news feed, when I scroll through Facebook in the morning, I read it like I do the morning paper. Most of my news feed is special interest groups. I'm interested in gardening. I want to see the news. I might want to see the weather. So I go look for, if you go to the search bar at the top, I might be able to find CNN or Fox News there are thousands of pages just for gardening. I like science. So there are countless science magazines I can go subscribe to. They're not really people per se, but I do see things that interest me. And I see this again and again. Folks just say, I didn't know you could do that. So again, I want to clear up some of these misunderstandings. but I don't follow, I do follow a lot of my friends and family, but if you just have that one person that just can't resist posting another photo of what they had for lunch yesterday, I can see why you don't like Facebook. Unfollow them. Again, they'll never know. You've effectively fired them from contributing to your newspaper. And over time, Facebook kind of becomes this well-honed machine. I could go on, but I want to keep this short. Again, privacy shouldn't be a concern. You don't have to use your real name. You can unfollow people that don't interest you. Um, I even have customers who have two accounts. They'll use one for public, one for private. So they'll have one account with their real name and they don't really dabble too much, but then they have another account for really engaging people, but they do it with a level of anonymity such that nobody's going to know exactly who they are except those who know them well. I could go on, but again, I hate to see people miss out. I'll give you an example. I just recently joined a community garden. And the head of the community garden gave us all a list of all the email addresses of all the members in this garden, so we can keep in touch, which is nice. But email is kind of a pain. I could go create a group on email for the community garden. All the addresses are all lumped in, and we can all hit reply all. There's a few things that can go wrong there, and I'm not going to get into that. What I did was I created a group on Facebook for the community garden so that we can all keep in touch really easily. I mean, most of us are already on Facebook, so you have this pre-existing traffic of folks in the community garden who are already checking this social media outlet, hopefully on a daily basis. It just makes it a lot easier to share information, photos, to engage each other. You can contrast that to email, and it just becomes a lot more difficult with the reply all feature. And we have a couple members who just said, I don't use Facebook, and I feel bad for them because they're missing out. There's a lot of communication going back and forth, a lot of sharing, not just of ideas, but also literal sharing. Someone says, I've got a few extra tomatoes, who wants some? And you have a couple people who are just completely missing out on these conversations because they don't use Facebook for one reason or another. But usually that reason is out of misunderstanding, fear, and ignorance. So if you have any questions in regards to Facebook or other social media outlets, or you just have some ideas for future newsletters, please let me know. I hate to repeat myself. I always want to come up with something fresh. And for the last few weeks, I've been thinking, man, I need to talk about Facebook. And again, I just hate to see anyone miss out. If you ever want me to sit down and just talk to you on the phone, I'll clear up some things and answer your questions. And before I forget, if you're a business owner especially, Facebook, unfortunately, is a necessary evil. I have a Facebook page for my business. It allows my customers to quickly and easily contact me to kind of keep up with what I'm doing. I share this newsletter through Facebook sometimes because not everyone in the world subscribes to my newsletter, but they do see it on Facebook, which helps me, hopefully helps them stay more informed. And so yeah, thanks again for watching. As always, keep the questions coming and don't hesitate to call me. Thanks.